You're in a conference room you didn't book. Your manager won't meet your eyes. HR slides a stapled document across the table and says 2 words, standard policy. Here's what nobody tells you. That document is a first draft. Your signature is the only thing they actually want. And the price is negotiable. Meet Marcus, 8 years at a mid-sized software firm. His whole division got cut after a merger. The package on the table looked final. He almost signed it in the room. Almost. Because in shock your brain screams, just make this end. Signing feels like relief. It's actually the most expensive move you can make in that chair. Here's the foundation. For most US workers, severance isn't legally required at all. At-will employees can be let go with nothing in hand. So why pay you? Your signature waives your right to sue. That release is the product. The company is buying peace and you are the seller. Read that again. You're the seller. The separation agreement isn't charity. It's a transaction, and in any transaction, the first number is never the final number. Investopedia puts it bluntly. Your signature limits the legal issues you might pursue. Less hassle means fewer billable hours for their lawyers. That's worth real money to them. So step 1 happens in the room, and it's just 1 sentence. Don't sign. Don't argue. Don't cry, negotiate. You say 1 calm line and you leave. The line, thank you. I need time to review this carefully. When do you need my response? That's it. You've just bought yourself days instead of minutes. Marcus said exactly that. The HR rep blinked, then said he had a week. A week he didn't know he had 30 seconds earlier. And if you're 40 or older, federal law gives you even more. The Older Workers Benefit Protection Act mandates specific review periods, often weeks long, plus a revocation window. That review window isn't a courtesy, it's leverage. Time lets the shock fade. Time lets you read the fine print. Time lets you build a counter. Now Marcus is home. Coffee going cold, the document open on the kitchen table. This is where the real game starts, and where most people fumble. Before you counter anything, audit your leverage. Pull every performance review, every email praising your work, every record of why this layoff happened. Investopedia is clear. Leverage rises when the dismissal is outside your control, a merger, an eliminated division, or when your performance documentation is strong. It cuts the other way too. If the company's records are thin or unclear, that ambiguity becomes your bargaining power. A hint of legal vulnerability moves numbers. Marcus had 8 years of glowing reviews and a layoff triggered by a merger he had nothing to do with. Translation, his hand was strong. He just didn't know the cards yet. Exhales. Here's the mindset shift. You're not begging. You're not asking them to be nice. You're naming the value of what you're handing over. Answer your counter on the release, not on your feelings. Try, I'm prepared to sign a clean release. In exchange, I'm asking for additional weeks and paid COBRA. About those weeks, the famous rule is 2 weeks per year of service. But employment lawyer Jeffrey Landis says it actually ranges from 1 to 4 weeks per year. 1 to 4. For Marcus's 8 years, that's the difference between 8 weeks and 32. Same job, same tenure. The gap is entirely in the negotiation. So when they say standard policy, hear it for what it is. Policy is the floor, not the ceiling. HR usually has discretion or can get sign-off. Benchmark data backs this up. LHH 2024 Severance and Separation Report documented wide variation in package norms across industries. Proof there's no single fixed number. Marcus countered, he asked for 24 weeks instead of 16, and he backed it with his tenure in the merger. He didn't demand, he framed. Frame matters. I valued my 8 years here, and given the circumstances, I'd like the package to reflect that lands very differently than this. Isn't fair. But here's where rookies stop. They fixate on the dollar figure and miss the easiest wins. The stuff that costs the company almost nothing but matters enormously to you. Investopedia lists the negotiable extras, employer-paid COBRA, the cash value of outplacement services, accrued vacation payout, the reference language, and the separation date itself. Start with health insurance. Ask the company to cover your COBRA premiums for 3 to 6 months. To them, it's a line item. To you, it's thousands. Then the reference. Get it in writing. Negotiate the exact language they'll give future employers, plus your rehire eligibility status. That sentence can shape your next job. Pause. Think about that. A positive agreed reference costs the company nothing, but it might be the single most valuable thing in the whole agreement. Next, outplacement. If they offer career coaching, ask for its cash value instead. You might prefer the dollars, and the choice should be yours. Don't forget accrued PTO. In some states, like Ohio, paying out unused vacation is legally required. Check your state. Don't leave that money on the table. Marcus stacked these: 20 weeks of pay, 4 months of paid COBRA, a written positive reference, and his vacation payout. None of that was in the first draft. Then there's a quiet one most people never touch: timing. Investopedia notes that when severance lands can affect your state unemployment benefits. A lump sum paid at the wrong moment may reduce your unemployment check. Delaying receipt by a month, per attorney guidance, can sometimes protect those benefits. One approach: ask whether the separation date can shift slightly. Consider how the timing interacts with a vesting milestone, a bonus, or a pension deadline. Map your calendar before you sign. Stock vesting dates the next bonus cycle. Benefit cutoffs. A separation date moved 2 weeks could be worth a year of equity. This is finance territory, so a real disclaimer: these moves vary by state and situation. Consider consulting an employment attorney before you finalize anything. And on that attorney question, it's debated. They cost money. But a good one spots leverage you can't see, and most measured counters won't get the offer pulled. That fear of the offer being yanked? It's the number one reason people don't negotiate. Let's kill it right now. Once an offer is extended, it's rarely rescinded for a reasonable, professional counter. Companies want your signature. Pulling the offer means starting over and exposure. The key word is measured. You're not threatening to sue. You're not making it personal. You're a professional negotiating terms. That tone keeps the door open. Now, the honest caveat. In mass layoffs, companies often hand everyone identical packages to avoid discrimination claims. Cash terms get rigid, but the non-cash terms stay flexible. So, even in a big restructuring, push on COBRA, references, and timing. Those rarely trigger the "we have to treat everyone the same" wall. If you've been finding this useful, take 2 seconds to subscribe. It genuinely helps us reach more people facing the worst meeting of their year. Okay, back to Marcus. Marcus sent his counter as a calm 3-paragraph email. He listed his asks. He kept the tone warm. He attached nothing emotional. Then he waited. 48 hours later, HR came back. Not everything, but most of it. 20 weeks, 3 months of COBRA, the written reference, full PTO payout. His original 16-week offer became roughly 28 weeks of total value. Randstat's 2025 research shows transitions like this are increasingly common as layoffs continue. Same layoff, same Marcus. The only variable was the 48 hours he refused to sign and the calm email he sent instead. Here's the part to internalize. Negotiating severance isn't greedy. It's not burning a bridge. It's reading a contract before you sign it, which is just basic adulting. The company had lawyers draft that document to protect the company. You're allowed to protect you. That's not adversarial. That's symmetry. So build your kit now, before you ever need it. Keep a folder of wins, reviews, and praise emails. Documented leverage beats remembered leverage every time. Know your state's rules on PTO payout and unemployment. Know your vesting dates. The best severance negotiation is half finished before the meeting even happens. And if the layoff hasn't happened, good, this is insurance you hope you never use. But the prepared person negotiates from calm, not from panic. Because the cruel truth is the meeting is designed for speed. The room, the shock, the standard policy line, it's all built to get your signature fast. Your counter move is simply to slow it down. Speed favors them. Time favors you. Every extra day is a day your leverage compounds. Remember the core fact. Federal labor law doesn't require severance for most workers, so every dollar offered exists because your signature is worth more than the cash. That reframes everything. You're not lucky to get a package. You're a counterparty in a deal. Counterparties negotiate. That's the whole game. Size, Marcus told me later, the hardest part wasn't the counter. It was sitting in that room and not signing. The discipline of one sentence and a closed pen. So rehearse that sentence today, out loud. Thank you. I need time to review this carefully. When do you need my response? Make it automatic. because you won't be calm in that moment. You'll be in shock. A rehearsed line is the one thing your panic brain can still reach for. Let's run it back fast. 1. Never sign in the room. 2. Your signature is the product, so anchor your counter on the release. 3. Audit your leverage. Merger layoffs and strong reviews mean a stronger hand. 4. Negotiate the cheap to them extras, COBRA, references, outplacement, PTO. 5. Mind the timing, so a lump sum doesn't shrink your unemployment or cost you vesting, and consider an attorney when the stakes are high. 6. Stay measured. A professional counter almost never gets the offer pulled. The fear is bigger than the risk. That separation agreement isn't a verdict. It's an opening bid. The signature they want is the leverage you have. Use the 48 hours. The worst meeting of your year doesn't have to end on their terms. Read it, sleep on it, counter it. Then sign the version that protects you.